presentation for business law. This is our third assessment, and where we're gonna discuss the different case studies. And me and my team member will deliver this presentation. So my name is Sridhana Vista, and another team member name is Parth Kumar Patel, Saroj Adhikari, and Koli Venakata Sai Krishna. So I will be explaining the some little bit of introduction and the case study, case 1. Then the case 2 will be explained by the Saroj Adhikari. 3 and 4 will be explained by Sai Krishna, and the decision and the last case will be explained by my friend Parth Kumar Patel. So let's start with the case 1. Yeah. This case study is related on a sibling surrogacy where there was two siblings named Dave and Karin, and there was a verbal agreement. So this case study will explain the situations and law regarding both of them. So in this case study, first we're gonna explain the issue. So what are the issues? Dave and Karin are siblings, and Dave asks Karin to move to the Sydney and look after him. Instead of that, he will give his half of the property or full property to the Karin. And Karin moved to the Sydney and trusting his brother words. So there was no verbal thing and nothing. When Dave sold his house and he asked Karin to leave, and Karin wants to sue for breach of contract. So this was the main issue in this case. So what does the law say in this case? How the law works? So a contract is formed when there is an offer, acceptance, and considerations. Consideration is the exchange of something of value between the parties, two parties. A contract must also be accomplished by to decide to establish legal relations in order to be enforced. So in this case, we discuss about what is the main issue and how the law works in this case. So in the second slide, I will be explaining. Let's analyze the situations in deeper way in briefly. Karin accepted Dave's offer and quit her job, sold her home, and relocate herself to the Sydney. Barter of word for deed can be considered a contract. In this contract, the verbal meaning, the verbal word, like his brother say in a verbal way that I want to give you this property, just move to my country. That is only one contract they got. So was their intention to create legal relation? There's a question mark. Siblings usually do not make a legal relation, and hence this might not hold up in the court of law. So there is no legal things, there is no proper agreement, no proper papers or something. That's why there is no, that might not hold in the court of law. So let's give you the previous example of Master V. Karaman, 1954. Court decided that in order for an agreement to be enforceable, both parties must intend to establish a legal relation. Does not allow happen between friend and family. For like most of the time in a friends and a family where we know each other deeply, we don't call a lawyer and make a formal legal notice or legal agreement between the two parties. Most of the time that should be verbal. But the same thing that happens to this case as well. That's why this case is a little bit hard for Karin. So let's discuss this part. What's the conclusion? Karin has a strong case for breach of contract, but the contract only holds if a judge rules to be valid. That depends upon the judge. Okay, Karin needs to prove that she and her brother intend to create a legal relation. So in this case, she have to prove that there was this contract. He was pretty sure that he's gonna give this thing to her, and he sold her property because he tell her to give these things to him. So that's the case 1 that I explained. For 2 and 3 case, for the second case will be explained by my friend Saroj Adhikari. Thank you for today.
Hi everyone. I'm going to talk about case studies. I have with my 3 friends. Now I'm going to talk about case 2, where the issue is elderly Lebanese couple have taken a mortgage guarantee from Chittagong Bank against their house. Mortgage was taken to help their son's business debts, but company was in financial trouble. Now the bank wants to enforce the contract and says the house. Is it enforceable? The law says for a contract to be enforceable has to be an offer, acceptance, intention to create legal relations, and capacity to enter into a contract. If even one component is missing or flawed, contract might not be enforceable. Can Chetan Bank enforce the contract? Where the analysis is there was an offer for the house to be mortgaged and an acceptance. The couple intended to have their son. Did they really intend to form a legal relation with the bank? Their lack of education and limited understanding of English means that they were not competent to enter into a contract. If the bank knew about the son's activities, they acted unethically. Previous example, Commercial Bank of Australia versus Amadio, 1983. Elderly Italian couple, no formal education, very little knowledge of English. Guaranteed son's business, but it was struggling. Since the bank did not inform the couple of the son's business struggles, the court ruled against the bank. Conclusion: the couple might not have had intent to form legal relations with the bank. Their lack of education and minimal English knowledge indicates that they were not in a position to enter into a contract. Bank did not inform them of the son's business falling. They acted in bad faith. The contract cannot be enforced. Similarly, in case 3 the issue is Brad and Zen contacted Angie and request to a wood-fired oven to be installed within 24 hours in their pizza place. Angie agreed and assured them that the oven would be installed on Friday before the holiday weekend. Angie brought the oven on Tuesday. Brad and Zen were forced to shut down their company for 4 days and nights, resulting in financial loss. Can Broad and Zen sue Angie for loss of profits? Where what does the law says? The law says if there was a contract in place, it was breached, leading to loss of profits. And next, Broad and Zen need to be show proof of contract and analysis is there seems to be a contract between Broad and Zen and Angie. There was an offer, Brad and Zen's request for an oven. There was acceptance, Angie's agreement to deliver and install the oven. There was also considerations, the payment for the oven. There was Angie also agreed to deliver the oven in 24 hours. Express term of the agreement. Can Broad and Jen sue Angie for loss of profits? Here, Hadley versus Baxandel, 1854. Principle of foreseeability of losses that were anticipated at the time of contract can be claimed. Victoria Laundry Limited versus Newman Industry Limited. Seller can seek damages in an amount equal to the full value of the sale that were lost. Can Broad and Jane sue Angie for loss of profits? Conclusion: there was a contract formed between the Broad and Jane and Angie that would ensure the delivery of the new oven. Angie breached the contract due her late delivery. Since the pizza place was closed for 4 days and nights, Broad and Jane can sue for the loss caused by the delay. Thank you. In my side, I have completed my case studies. Next case studies we continue by my friend. Thank you.
Hi class. My name is Sai Krishna. I was here to give the presentation for business law. I was taking the case 4 scenario here. The case 4 scenario is the bus tour crash. What is the issue? Gulliver went on an organized tour for 23 days. He was injured in the crash. On the 12th day, when the bus tried to escape a wombat stumbling across the road, he was too injured to continue the trip. Gulliver intends to sue the bus company to recover the full value of the cost. And what does the law say for this crash is bus company owes due to care to its passengers, lack of care with the passengers, their safety should be undertaken, created the contract between the customer and the company. It is violated if the customer is harmed due to an action of the tour operator. Let's analyze this bus tour crash. The tour company owed a duty of care to Gulliver, should have taken steps to ensure the safety. Accident was caused by driver's negligence and carelessness. Gulliver was injured and could not continue on the tour. We can have a previous example as well, similar to this crash, which was done in 2011. Kawang v. Akhtar. Plaintiff suffered injuries due to a car hitting a truck. Court ruled that car driver was negligent and truck driver was responsible. Plaintiff was held responsible for not wearing a seatbelt, contributory negligence. Well, I'm going to give a conclusion for bus tour crash. Can Gulliver sue the bus company? Here's the conclusion. Gulliver's injuries are the responsibility of the company. Lack of care and negligence of the company here. Gulliver is entitled to compensation for injuries as well as loss due to being unable to finish the tour. He may be held responsible and compensation might be reduced. Well, that's the case for about the bus tour crash. I conclude my case presentation here and I pass on the next video to my team member. Thank you.
Hello class, my name is Patel Parth Kumar. I am the last speaker in my group and I here like to present business law. Case 5. What is the problem? Amelia owned the biggest in 1000 plus 120 in interest. She lost her job, could not pay him back in the entire amount. Sold her Apple laptop for $900 and gave Biggles the money balance of $220 might be claimed by Biggles. What is the rules position? The common law position regarding the satisfaction of the debate is the satisfaction of the debts. Then the debt is discharged and the creditor cannot later claim the balance on. Maybe present for breaking that promise. There are two questions here. Can Biggles legally demand rest of the money? If Biggles sues her, does Amelia have an equitable defense? Next slide, please. On analysis of the case, it's become clear that Biggles has the already acceptable money given by Amelia as a repayment of her debt revealed the previous example in Amelia's favor. The defendant was the promised the pensions that the case which the plaintiff initially agreed to pay, but then refused to do. The defense retired based on the pledge. The court determined that the plaintiff was the barred from backing is the word. Agree at the claim of the contract page. Next slide, please. Conclusion. In this case, we can conclude that Biglass cannot legally demand his money back since that debt has already been paid. Since Biglass promised not to sue Amelia, she has the equitable defense against him. It is thus. Thank you.